Chapter 6.
Alright guys, let's find out what's going on in Beacon Pines. Let's see if we can finish this tonight.
The heist.
The heist.
They spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat. A modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread. Even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rollo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in one day, and they each had their assignments.
Hey, Mr. Tittles. Alright, quick recap. Rollo, you're gonna talk to Roxy. Cordially. Without her and Fitz, this whole thing could go bust. Me? Cordial is my middle name. And how do you plan to explain your
He waved
new
vaguely at Rollo's sizable figure.
circumstance? How you doing tonight, Mr. Tittles? She'll be so happy I'm alive she won't even
Beck
notice.
snorted an involuntary giggle.
And Beck, you're sure Alona won't just shoot this whole idea or this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie is in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Hey, Psyche! How are you? That leaves me with Jeff, then Iggy. Are you gonna persuade them? I'll think of something.
They each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded.
Well, Godspeed. Alright. I don't know if you guys have been watching this, but it is a interesting mystery in which apparently Jeff and Iggy and Tish. Mom joke! Let's see. You're good just playing Warzone with Glockshon and Tittles. So, hopefully you get some good wins in then. Let's get a mom joke for you. That way you can be inspired to win. Let's see. What season is it when you're on a trampoline? Springtime. You know, Mr. Tittles, I've known a lot of Jeffs like that. Surprisingly. I don't think we have any new bait, but let's just check really quick. Yeah, we don't have any. Oops.
Luca gently baited it for skimming this.
Okay. Luca baited and then ran away. Okay. I gotta remember who Jeff is. I think Jeff is the old, otter guy. I actually know a guy named Jeff that spells it just like that. My boss's name is Jeff. I got to talk to him a little bit today, which was kind of nice. Let's see, she's gonna have some clue. Undaunted, he shook his head. Over? No. Endings are merely a state of mind. This doesn't end until I give up. Wow. I admire the conviction. But can he really pull through? Oh, look it. Hey! Bear and breakfast. You're so to be confined. Oh, what is bear and breakfast? I've never even heard of that. Let's see. We can't talk to them. I gotta find Jeff, and then I've got to enlist Iggy and get the other little guy's name. Oh, here's Jeff. Hey, Jeff. What can I do for you? Well, I know how much you hate Perennial Harvest. Hate is a strong word. Oh, sorry, I mean, I didn't say it was the wrong word. Gotcha. So we're gonna break into their headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help.
Jeff wheezed out a long snicker.
You see, I knew you kids were all right. Hey, youth, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. Good golly, I didn't expect so many people to pop by and say hello. I appreciate it, though. Great, so you'll help?
The joy in Jeff's face drained instantly.
Not a chance. But give me one good reason I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you, rascal.
Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind.
Oh, dear. What should we pick? Let's do crooked. It's a hotel simulation, but the bear is the host, and the story is really good, but super crazy. That's interesting. Bear and breakfast, I'll have to look it up. Yeah, they're all crooks, like cockroaches. Stamp one out and another comes scurrying along to take its place. Wait.
Luca wasn't ready to give up so easily. He shouted out again.
Shit. Yeah, it's all shit. I still ain't helping. Ain't that some shit? How about fight? Fight. I've done enough fighting for one lifetime and more than my share of losing. Time's come to hang up the gloves. Junk. Junk! Yeah, what of it? Funny, I've got more junk than a king has copper. Ain't interested. Okay, then it's gotta be hide. Hide.
Jeff's brow perked up.
It was the first one. I tried every single one except for the first one. What'd you say? Go ahead and hide then.
Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor.
Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not afraid.
Jeff's scowl faded with a sigh.
Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do. But you'll never hear him say I hid from nothing.
One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home.
What was it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. I've got just the thing. And while we're at it, that crate should come in handy. This ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sour gob should cover it. Put it on my tab?
Luca offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated.
Done. Swing by first thing in the morning. Okay, we got Jeff. Now we gotta find Iggy and Tish, right? Wait, let's see. I'm kind of curious to see what ends up happening in this. So it's definitely been a story that I wasn't expecting. And youth, if you're still here, I'm playing Beacon Pines. It is on Xbox Game Pass for a little bit longer. I'm trying to finish it before it's removed on October 1st, so this Sunday. And I thought it was going to be a cute little story, but it's actually had a lot of bodies and craziness. Hey, Tish, look who it is. Luca, are you here to try to tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out.
Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously.
Come to think of it, Bear and Breakfast is perfect for you. Aw, and what the heck is that rolled in one game? I'll have to check it out. We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of, shit
Iggy
to each
gave
other.
a reluctant shrug.
You're not wrong. But lately life has been kinda strange. Strange, you know?
Iggy considered the point.
Things have been weird around here. So I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What do you say we break? Break our hostilities, at least for now. We do like breaking things. Even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? Go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ.
A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face.
My, Luca Van Horn, I'm impressed. And after this is all done, maybe you and Tish can come hang out at the treehouse sometime.
Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement.
Fine. You read it as, that's fitting though, because, when are we not talking about food youth? So that makes sense. Bacon pancakes might be interesting. I'd try it. I'd be interested though. Would you put syrup on that or would you put something different? But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse. We just like to cause chaos.
With a quick nod, Luca was off.
Did you hear that, Tish?
Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile.
He invited us to hang out at the
A single
treehouse.
tear ran down Tish's cheek.
I never expected this day to come. How wonderful.
Chapter 7.
Bacon pancakes with maple syrup. I
Into
think
the
that's
hive.
kind of that would definitely work, I think. Into the hive, but would you mix like maybe maple syrup with some melted butter? Make it just, really decadent and terrible for you, but delicious.
A good heist requires preparation. And thorough preparation takes time, something they had precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy,
Bananas,
and
too.
Tish all agreed to do their
That'd be
part.
good.
Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. We are locked and loaded on my end.
I love bananas and peanut butter.
And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help.
Thank you, baby.
He
Okay.
stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach Perennial Harvest.
Nice.
The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence. Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms.
Making bacon pancakes. I think we should try some bacon pancakes now. Just stay calm, Rollo. You can do this. Got your delivery here. A delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about a delivery. One moment. So this is not what it seems, though. It is, actually kind of a twisted story. Bacon Rice Krispie treats? That sounds interesting. I haven't. Have you? Or have you eaten them? Like, do you get them extra crispy? Or do you get them just kind of, mostly crispy? I'm so sorry, but there's no delivery scheduled for this morning. Right.
He had to think quick.
That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept secret.
Rollo sighed, adjusting his tool belt.
You know how the founder can be. I suppose we can leave this one off the records. Our harvest awaits and
With a
such.
stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the Perennial Harvest headquarters.
This is the first time we made it into Perennial Harvest. Our harvest awaits. A Gravity Falls clip. Oh! I love Gravity Falls, but I don't remember that. Package here for the founder. Oh, I didn't hear anything about... Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing. I'll
He
just check.
stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard.
This goes directly to the founder? I don't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just complete this
Rollo
form.
interrupted with urgency in his voice.
Every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral. I think it's Gravity Falls. Let me double check. I love that show. I need to watch that with my daughter. I think she'd enjoy it. So you make the bacon half finished and then use the bacon grease in the Rice Krispie treats. Mix in bite-sized pieces of bacon. Eat it as a salty snack. Ooh, interesting. Wait, do you still put marshmallows? How do you, is that, or is it just the bacon grease and the Rice Krispie treats? Well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
I'm panicked.
Our harvest awaits. Sir? That's a restricted area. Excuse me, sir. Our harvest awaits. Ready to light this candle, Tish? Yep. Suck on this, perennial ham fist. What was that?
The distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence.
Just open the damn door. I've got a job to do.
The clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy.
I should check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Okay, okay. Adventure Time. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I haven't seen Adventure Time. Phew. That was close. You still use marshmallow. It's going to be a bit sweet and salty. That would be good. Thank you for popping by, Youth. Thank you for sharing the recipe. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I appreciate you so much. So, and this is kind of a messed up game. Don't let your kids play it because it's surprisingly twisted. Our harvest awaits. Hey, I figure. When in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one. But you pulled it off. Nice work, Rollo. All right, everyone knows what to do? Yep, deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck, in case she needs some muscle. I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. Okay. That's odd. There's not even any cups for the water. Uh-oh. I bet you there's a secret there. Oh dear. Is this a maze? Okay. Let's keep going. A hallway to nowhere. What's going on here? See you in a bit. Did you get a fresh towel? Okay. There's a whole stack of towels for you, okay? Is this some sort of mind game? You can do it! Our freezer got stuck. Oh dear. Nothing again? I'm just checking to make sure there's nothing. There's a door. Okay, there's a plant. Oh wait, no. There's a plant here. The whole place just feels fake. But of all things, a fake plant? Oh. Solomon
stopped in his tracks.
Luca? What are you doing here? A long story. Are you okay?
A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically.
No, I'm most certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes, how did you know? They brought me here and locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. Dang, okay. You should stick with me. We've got a plan.
Solomon's facade briefly faltered.
We? Yeah, Rollo and Beck are headed to deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't leave just yet, but they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you're running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down
Luca
this way.
happened to notice a plaque above the door.
Office of the Founder? Knocking comes with consequence. Oh, here it is. Uh-oh, but we know Solomon's the bad guy. So it is. It's pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate.
Luca tried the handle.
Locked.
Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
Regrettably, it seems to be some sort of electric lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like that.
Luca smiled and looked at his watch.
Possibly. You know what's kind of interesting is I think he's a reindeer, and I feel like the Netherlands and that kind of thing, you would be like a Luca. It feels like Luca Van Horn. Doesn't it feel kind of like it should be from that area? And I think he's a reindeer. I have a friend named Luke, and I think he mentioned that the way it was spelled was very similar to his. Okay. Let's just wait a minute. I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it.
She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle.
Howdy. Good afternoon.
The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us. Bye.
Luca switched on his walkie-talkie.
Rollo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck at a locked door marked 24601. Need you to get us through. What if someone catches us? We should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friends, Solomon.
On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field.
Surely you don't have a way to get around the password.
Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets. The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed on a black background.
How did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rollo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the Founder uses such a basic password. Were they thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple? These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves.
Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile.
Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your
Luca
luck.
quickly scanned the columns for number 24601.
Rollo, I think this should do it. Bingo bango, doors open. Luca, you never fail to impress. What is that slippery loud even doing down there? Or down here? We have a friend whose mom is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca, I think we're close. The next door is marked 13806.
Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button.
Maybe this one opens the lock. Crap, we've got company. Luca, must go faster. One sec, I can't think with all the
He
noise.
quickly skimmed the screen with his finger.
Here it is, 13806. Go, go, go. Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you were just trying to help. Aw, man. No water cups? Rollo! Rollo, are you okay? Rollo, come in.
Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie.
You can turn off the alarms. They're
With
trapped.
self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
My dears. That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rollo, where are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Okay, you two rabble-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Make a break for it. Did that little shit just kick me? Don't just stand there. After them. Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I'm having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rollo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep someone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we've got time. Entering Nellie's office now. Mom! Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the Young Chemist Lab Kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. We need to get you out of here. We? Who's your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I had more of a growth spew. No, that's not possible.
Nellie leaned over to examine his teeth.
Substantial banding on the enamel of the molars consistent with Tempest liquamine exposure. Is that what you call the gunk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. What the hell is going on at this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines in a wellspring they call the Source. They named it Tempest liquamine. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secret to Valentine's fertilizer. They harvested the source, infusing small amounts of Tempest liquamine into the product. It worked wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops would be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time, but it led to complications. The foul harvest. Perennial Harvest came in to clean up the mess. To succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempest liquamine is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists. Yes. I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempest liquamine to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't,
Nellie
right?
sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them, and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Those clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. Sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Mom, Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. It's why we gotta get you out of here. Now. Wait, the vial! I finally solved the chemical equation allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, we've got Dr. Modewell heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. Alright, everything's on track. Then what's your plan for escape? We'll go over everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
I should just smother you right now. What was that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're no bother at all. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. Yes, bad vibes from this, I know. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is
Solomon
boring.
once again muttered under his breath.
Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing. You think this is gonna lead to a death?
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. Too bad there's no way to knock it over, right? It looks like the founder was helping her plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will
Luca
tell.
held his hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. You must have been in here recently. Is he not putting it, like, I feel like 2 and 2 should have been put together already, right? I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise.
With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face. They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it, lock it, lock it! Locked. That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. Barely got away. Did they follow you? Rollo. Before we start tossing blame around, is it possible someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me. I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few questions. I just realized all the darts in his son's face. What a jerk, right? Let me just let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Oh, he's gonna let them in. Everyone else, huddle up. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no! Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Modewell, a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child. The powerful and enigmatic founder. Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town. Perennial Harvest, Valentine Fertilizer. All connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's...
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Ha! Yes. Now you've got it. Tempest Liquimine. You discovered how to reverse the process.
Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
Very good, Dr. Modewell. Very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
And the effects went a little too far for my tastes. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work, which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please.
Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand.
May I present to you the eighth wonder
Before he could
of
finish,
the...
Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Good. Break it. Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did a whole evil villain monologue thingy about it.
Rollo casually tossed the vial to Luca.
Gosh, maybe I'll have a taste.
Luca jiggled the vial mockingly.
Seize him! Luca! Over here! Move another inch and I smash
She
it.
held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine, risk killing us all. Or, if you're lucky, nothing happened. Then what? We capture you and grant you much less
He
leniency.
pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word, if you hand it over now, none of you will be
A
harmed.
deep uncertainty washed over Beck.
You're a smart girl, Beck. But there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there's only one way this ends.
She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. We can't trust that jerk. I'm sorry, he's right.
With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick.
I hope she did something to it. Mr. Kerr, you've allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance
The
review.
blood drained from Kerr's face.
Of course, sir. But first, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. And to think, all of this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? Ha! I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be part of something great, but the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage
Solomon
my work.
shook his head with gratification.
But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life.
A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. It's just 3 of them. They could take them. Well, crap. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Rollo, you just need some time. Rollo, it's over. We lost.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luca. Give me a minute to calm my mind. Hey. I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know, it's just, we were so close. I've got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. Well, time seems like less of an issue for him now. None. Is there other stuff to interact with before we go interact again with... No. Okay, let's interact with Nellie. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find a means of escaping, but I found something else. A note hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed that his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short, so he left behind a letter with the hope that it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luca, I think they were meant for you. Why? What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen keycard. There was an accident. She had been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempest
The
liquid.
color dropped from Luca's face.
She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion.
Luca was overwhelmed with emotion.
But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hull.
Ooh.
Chapter 8. Comeuppance.
Comeuppance!
Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Gran's gonna kick some butt. Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rollo. Hey, Mrs. Luca's Gran. That's awful nice of you. But I'm fine. Oh no. What did they... Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on
Solomon
out.
pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
We've got to stop him.
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents.
Uh-oh.
A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No! Well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that.
With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little... Let's do some malice.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little malice.
Malice? The whiskey from his office? Yep, dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice could use a little hair of the dog. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
This is where he gets massive gas. Yeah! Wow, now that's what I call 80 proof red whiskey. Damn, dude. Wow!
The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage. The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon...
Did we pick the right
began to
one?
laugh. First, a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end.
The end?
That was unexpected.
It was unexpected,
Perhaps
it
a
was.
bit of an absurd ending for
Yeah.
my taste, but who am I to say? I'm only writing the damn thing.
Okay, hang on. Let's see what we can do still. So we have a few different branches still. So we have the Weep, and we have a couple of other options here. Okay, yep. I think these are the only ones that have... Okay, let's try the other ones. With a little... change. Let's do change.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like pocket change? Your unlucky penny! Yeah, I plopped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's that going to do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Wait. Oh no! Did he turn into a baby? He's a baby! Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? No, he was. What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Augustus, what do we... We do what Valentines always do. What must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for young Sharper. That would be a great help, thank you.
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay, everyone, the show is over. You may leave now.
Epilogue.
Yay, an epilogue!
Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had, and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley.
No.
It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn. His mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
Put my little sweater on. Rollo, are you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You gonna swing by? Be there in a minute. It's too normal? You needed a little weirder.
Over time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage. Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom, and now that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights.
Oops. Mom, I'm ready to go now. You go on without me. I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny. I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing, but now I enjoy it. I want to learn how to can. I think that would be cool. Okay. So it's time for mission control, right? I hear you and Rollo have big plans for that little treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity 1 Rollo 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Alona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at the state. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rollo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I just don't mean grown literally. This morning he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovation. Don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head, but I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. Hey Gus, how's the tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Alona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Yes, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's next?
When Perennial Harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices. You can count on us. Well, it looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now, this right here, this is something I can be proud of. Aw, Gus is happy though. How's the napping this morning? The most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. Nice. I see you decided on a name. Yep, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is, go slow and fix things. Amen to that. Slow and Dirty Harvest. I love it though. Okay, wait. I better, okay. It said no. See what he has to say. Luca, get this. I managed to reel in an actual fish this morning. Seriously? Yeah, an honest to goodness, flip-flopping, swim-swamming fish. I don't think I've ever caught an actual fish here. But at least 7 years since I've caught one. Been at least 7 years since I caught one. I'd say it's a good omen. What do you do with the fish? Oh, I release it back into the pond. I'm hoping to catch it again tomorrow. Poor fish. A little higher. Yup. A little lower. Yup. Little higher. Yup. I'm telling you, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign. Fine, fine. Iggy, just don't do anything drastic until we get back. Who, me? Fish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yup. They'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want Mission Control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. You're right. Lead the way. Okay. Young Mr. Van Horn. How's little Solomon, or Sharper, doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I. So we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modewheel, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind is not developed enough to retain his previous memory. For all intents and purposes, this child is unmolded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That is the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. New activities I am endeavoring to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job, and this whole town is ready to help out however we can. I can't wait to teach him how to throw a baseball.
Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
That would be acceptable. What's today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend, Patrick C. Montesquieu, aka William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of The Iceman Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess he has plenty of time to work on his craft. Okay. Let's talk. He looked to his friends with a thankful smile. After everything that could have gone wrong, everything that did go wrong, we made it. The end.
Closing her eyes, Miss Hatch took a deep, relaxing breath.
I get you, Mrs. Hatch. Oh, hello, Luca. How are you? Really good, actually. That's wonderful. Did I miss anything? I think you're pretty much up to speed. Luca, do you want a biscotti? On the house. I don't really have time. Daryl, you gotta come and see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso. Aw, Lumi. If I didn't know better, I would think you're proud of something. As if No. It's too late. Oh, I have a dog that wants to go outside. Hang on one moment. Okay, so really the reason she wants to go outside is because we have a pear tree and the pears that we haven't harvested have been falling. We have a lot of dogs. We have 5 dogs. But one is really old and he's gonna have to get put down soon, unfortunately. He's our old blind guy, but we have 5 dogs. A lot of dogs. And 3 cats, which is a lot of cats. And then we have 3 fish tanks left. We had 6 or 7 at one point. So I'm very grateful we're down to 3. You are now officially a person that cares. I'll have to post some pictures. I have a lot of old pictures of them. Hey, look at him. Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. I'm gonna see my dad in a bit. Did you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you'd still...
Mr. Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now. Look at all the bunnies! Jeff's wild
Harvest
ride.
gone. The transportation tubes were left unused.
Come on, come on. No one is too big, no one is too small. For Jeff's wild ride.
Maybe not completely unused.
Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? Me! That's funny. I heard a new escape room game released. Ooh, something about Mistwood? Wow, look at all the kids here.
Over the school year,
If
Kato
this
and
is
Bert
too
had
boring,
become
let me know,
close
because
friends.
we can skip it. But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they are studying it in the new labs. Did you know that Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the county? Yep, close to the population before Perennial Harvest movement.
It typically went on like this for quite some time.
I can't believe it's over. Yeah, the town's really starting to turn a new leaf. The town? I was talking about Hank and Tommy. I just finished the last issue. How was it? As great as always. Hank finally returned to Earth, but I just feel weird now. Weird can be cool. It just means you're ready for something new. Any suggestions? You could ask Mrs. Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it. Huh, maybe I'll do that. I think Mrs. Hatch was reading our book.
Luca peeked over Piper's shoulder. Please. Stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics was the first issue of Hank Atomic.
Piper, are you reading Hank Atomic? Do you mind not telling anyone? Hang on one minute. I had to sneeze. I'm so sorry. Are you gonna try the new game? I've kind of got a reputation to uphold. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just about every kid in town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. What I'd give to start over fresh. You experience it for the first time. I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice. At least now I can enjoy it again through you. Promise to tell me about it as you go? Sure thing. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, so we did the library. I think we've talked to everybody. I know we didn't go down and talk to the lady with the melon and the sweets, but honestly, I think I only talked to her one time. Guess what? Yesterday I saw Dynasties Titius. And that's good? It's great! I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the county. You might be a nice step away from the Stardew on... Oh, yeah. So you're making videos of Stardew? And you're uploading those to YouTube, right? I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. It sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root-worthy. You're going to be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. Stardew, Dreamlight, and House Flipper. I haven't played Dreamlight in a little bit. I love the tree. My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of old Beacon Pines and thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. Aww. Let's go plant a tree, guys. How do you like the new addition for Dreamlight? Now it's got Belle and the Beast, right? I think the last one that I did was Toy Story. No, wait, I did oh, the little gal. I keep wanting to say with the casa. I remember the house, but I can't remember her name. You know? Mirabelle. So I did have Mirabelle in there. Ah, you got it. Now that's a good-looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, this rides on the house. You're gonna want to hang tight to that little tree. Dream snaps. Oh, I haven't done Vanellope. Is it kind of like a little puzzly thing?
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along. I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending, I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
I can't handle it when things get too sad. It makes me want to cry. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. Or a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know. You don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yeah. I think so. There's just one thing missing now that you're part of our group. Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh god. It won't be long, or I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mom, can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're going to forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, because so much of him lives on in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more, because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Hey, Dad. Dr. Modewell says that over the next few years, this place should warm up. So you won't have to be so cold for longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. Had to go. But that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. No, you wouldn't. I liked it, Hopeful. It's more of a camera scavenger hunt thing. As you said, though, you still haven't... Yeah, I get it. So that's the end. We finished it. Are there any paths we didn't take that you want to see? Well, I guess we don't do that anymore. That's it. Close the book. We beat it. The penny was right thing. I kind of love that she threw. I know. Shh. I always used to tell my daughter, I'm not crying. I've just been cutting onions. And I can remember one time I was crying and I was upstairs and she came up to comfort me and she said, we'll just say we were cutting onions. And I loved it. That was a really good story. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun. I love the whole choose your own adventure feeling. Oh, it's the hum. Yeah. Producers cat barf. What? Did you see that? Oh, that was a good one. It was a really good one. I'm glad that Mindless told me about this and that I had a chance to play through. It was, one of the producers was Cat Barf. Oh, that was a beautiful story. Did you ever get all of the items from... Is there like a special achievement for getting all the fishing items? Because I feel like maybe I was missing a charm. I'm not sure. Thank you so much for playing that with me and spending all that time with me. Yeah, I'll have to go play with it a little bit because I feel like I missed a charm somewhere. Sometimes you see really funny names in these too. I like to read them sometimes because they're just like people's nicknames and stuff. Sometimes they're really kind of inappropriate though. Pigs, roach, or no, Riggs. Roach. I don't know why I read that as pigs. You know, I don't know. I do have Palia. I still have the Fire Temple to go through. So it's been a little bit since I've been in Palia, but I can go play that. But I have Palia and I have Coral Island that I can play, or we could try something totally new next. I don't know. We'll have to see. I've got Xbox Game Pass, so if there's any games on there, or the PC Pass, rather, then we could always play that together. Something with an ending. Yes. You know, I was thinking it's getting to, you know, it's getting to October. So I'm thinking there's going to be some interesting... oh, look at Fire and Ice. Oh, yeah, over here. Oh, that's right. We want to watch The Weep really quick? Or maybe we're done for now, and maybe I'll play The Weep on offline. Because I've still got a couple here, and I might try to finish, like, the diner and everything, and see if I can get all the achievements. But maybe there will be some fun kind of spooky games coming. I played Plague Tales last year, and the only thing I have to warn is that I scream, and it can be loud, and I'm really sorry. I don't mean to. It just kind of happens. I get scared, and it just happens. But if you have any good suggestions, I know Bear and Breakfast. We'll have to check that out at some time. But any good suggestions, I'm open. We can definitely hear it, and especially if it's on PC Pass. I'm super cheap. So I usually wait until it's $15 or less. But we could play a game together, so it'll be fun. I'll have to look and see. All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much. I guess I'll wrap it up there. What time is it? It's 7:23. That might be perfect time. Gives me a little bit of time to relax before it's bedtime. But I will be here again on Saturday morning. We'll be hanging out. I don't know what we'll be playing yet. I'll have to think of it. But I had a blast too. It was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Thank you. And thank you so much to Tittles and Psyche and Youth for hanging out as well. I appreciate everybody. And I'm grateful for the friends that I have. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Definitely take care of yourself. I hope everything goes well for you, and I will catch up a little bit throughout the week and more on Saturday. So see you soon.